Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments also with the holy ones of God, the saints of God, and our moments also to reflect on how God actually works in the lives of people, how He directs their steps or our steps, if you like, provided we actually look at ourselves and see if we are listening to God's words and God's guidance that He wants to guide us through. And if we pay attention to that, certainly our moments with God that I make this program for will certainly bear much fruit. And I invite you also to share the videos with others. As I have been saying, that very soon I'll be celebrating the second anniversary of my daily broadcast, and I want to reach more and more people. You can support by subscribing to the channel and asking your friends and families and groups to also subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Yes, today, first of all, we celebrate the feast of one German saint, Saint Fidelis. He was born in 1500 and sometime in 1577, and he was a lawyer actually by practice. And then he found that in this profession of practicing law, as I remember one priest used to tell me, lawyer can easily be converted into another word, similar word, liar. So they know how to lie in the court or how to defend the indefensible, etc. And probably because of that, Saint Fidelis was very disturbed and upset. So he decided to leave the profession of law and joined a Capuchin order and became a priest. And then he was very enthusiastic about preaching honesty, truth from the Gospels and what he received from Jesus Christ. And he then went to Switzerland to also preach the Word of God. At that time, there were Calvinism that has just come up, and he was fighting against that and telling them about the truth of the Catholic Church, etc. And finally, he was murdered or martyred. So that is Saint Fidelis of Sargmirgen, some place in Germany. And what we find very interesting today is the first reading where it is spoken about Saul, who was persecuting the early church. That time they were not known as Christians, but people who were following the way. You can see this way. So this was a new way that the followers of Jesus Christ were following. So Saul himself had collected the letters from the authorities in Jerusalem and was again on his way to Damascus, probably on such a road. Those days the roads were not very broad. So he was traveling because he was full of enthusiasm to finish this way, the new way of Jesus Christ. He wanted to completely finish them off. He used to drag people out of their homes and take them and put them into prison, bring them to authorities. And today, once again, in his enthusiasm, he had collected letters that he was allowed to arrest these people, drag them to Jerusalem. So he went from Jerusalem on the way to Damascus. As he was going on his horse along with his companions, suddenly he was faced with a bright light. Yes, there is sun also shining on me, but I can still see my reflection in the camera. But that bright light that shone on him was so strong that he fell down from the horse that he was riding. And then he heard a voice, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" He was shocked, speechless, and yet he looked up and asked, "Who are you, sir?" Sir, he used the word. And he said, the answer came, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." No more conversation. straight and short and crisp conversation. Jesus tells him, get up and go to such and such place, and there you will find a man, Ananias. He is waiting for you, and then he will show you what is to be done. And of course, when he got up, he could not see. So his companions, who had heard the voice but had not seen any figure, they lead him by the hand, and then they go and find as it was told to him, and the rest is history. This man, who was so much against Christianity or the new way, suddenly becomes one of the strongest, actually the strongest pillar of the early church. Many scholars, particularly the non-Christians, say, if it was not Paul, what would have been Christianity? Would Christianity at all have survived if this was not for the enthusiasm of Paul? And sometimes I wonder how God works in the life of those who are against the church. This will happen also in the lives of many people, and it has happened in the lives of many people. Atheists who have converted to Christianity, people who were persecuting have converted to Christianity. We have an example of from Madhya Pradesh, that Samandar Singh, who had killed Sister Rani Maria. Though he is not yet baptized, but he is fully converted as a good human person, a killer. And there are many others who were totally against Christianity but have embraced Jesus Christ. And of course, in the gospel, Jesus continues about speaking the bread of light and bread of life, and whoever eats my flesh will never die. Of course, people do not understand that, and they are arguing among themselves, how can this person give us his flesh to eat? They do not understand that what Jesus means is that he is giving of himself, totally of himself, including his own life, flesh and blood. And he is giving it to us as a gift. What a wonderful gift. And if you like, my dear friend, accept this gift of Jesus Christ in his word, his gospel, as Saul did and became Paul, and we can too, by receiving the Eucharist, become again great. And my dear friends, if you like, you may please subscribe to this channel, and please know that this subscription is free. Some people think that subscribing to the channel costs something. No, subscription is absolutely free. Thank you.